Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. In this week's Young and Restless soapbox column, my colleague Candy grows, and understandably so, that the terrible thing that Mariah did while out of town had taken place off screen, as if viewers wouldn't want to watch actual drama unfold. But what struck me wasn't that. By now I'm used to this show avoiding excitement at every turn. It was Sharon's reassurance of her daughter. One bad act, the therapist insisted, doesn't make Mariah a bad person. Oak, how about a whole bunch of them? I'll grant you, having a psycho like Ian Ward as a guiding force in her life would have warped anybody. But Mariah has a long history of misdeeds, from her criminal past in Portland to her deal with Victor to gaslight Sharon by pretending to be Cassie. Whether we forget it now, the show has altogether forgotten the fact that Mariah stalked ex-fiancé Tyler after cheating on him. She also terrorized his then-significant other Abby, and once Mariah got together with Tessa, she cheated on her too. Remember Lindsay? Some of us do. For some reason, Young and Restless has also decided to whitewash Tessa's checkered past. Sharon reminded Mariah that her wife was kind and good. Is she though? Sure, she's been on the straight and narrow for a while now, but once upon a time, Tessa was hell on wheels. Do we need to do a flashback to the time that during Terea's relationship, Tessa blackmailed Nikki into paying her $250,000 to keep from revealing evidence that she'd been involved into JT's death? These characters are supremely flawed, damaged even. And that's Oak. That makes them terrific for a soap. So why is Young and Restless trying to rewrite history and tidy up the messiness to make them both out of be saints? In a daring narrative twist that only the Young and the Restless could pull off with such emotional gravitas, the writers have executed a masterstroke, rewriting history to bring new meaning and devastating weight to Mariah Copeland's long-guarded secret. For fans who followed her journey from cult escapee to loyal partner, surrogate, and fiercely independent woman, this latest revelation isn't just a shock, it's a seismic shift in Genoa City's emotional landscape. Soap operas thrive on secrets, but Mariah's latest confession has been retroactively threaded into her past in a way that feels both stunning and somehow inevitable. Viewers were left reeling after an episode aired last week where Mariah revealed to Tessa, and later Sharon, that her time in Ian Ward's cult wasn't just filled with trauma. It was also filled with lies. According to the rewrite, during her formative years in the cult, Mariah was told that she was not Sharon's daughter, but rather an orphan taken in from a mysterious family that had abandoned her. For years, she suppressed memories of a woman with a soft voice and a perfume that reminded her of springtime. Memories that didn't make sense until much later. The show retcons several moments from past seasons. Mariah's unease around Sharon, her intense discomfort during early family bonding scenes, and even her slightly overprotective tendencies with Faith to suggest that Mariah's subconscious always knew the truth. But here's the kicker. The rewrite paints Ian Ward not just as a manipulative cult leader, but as someone who engineered Mariah's mistrust in her real family as part of a long-term revenge plot against Sharon. The emotional fallout is immediate. Tessa, blindsided by the depth of Mariah's suppressed trauma, questions how much of their relationship was shaped by fear rather than true self-discovery. Sharon, devastated by the thought that her daughter believed she was unwanted for so long, spirals into guilt over her inability to see the signs. And then there's Faith. Once the baby that Mariah carried as a surrogate, now the sister who must come to terms with the knowledge that her older sibling was robbed of a childhood and a mother by the same manipulator who nearly destroyed their family. The scenes between the two sisters this week have been some of the rawest and most authentic ever aired on Y&R, especially when Faith whispers, "You gave me life, and they stole yours." Rewriting soap history is dangerous ground. Longtime viewers are quick to catch inconsistencies, and often resistant to alterations in canon. But in this case, Y&R has executed the retcon with surgical precision. The writers didn't erase Mariah's past. They reframed it. Rather than create new events out of whole cloth, they added depth to existing moments, echoes that now ring louder in retrospect. Take, for example, the scene where Mariah once lashed out at Sharon during a family dinner, accusing her of being too perfect, too maternal with Faith, while keeping Mariah at arm's length. At the time, it seemed like typical soap angst. But now, viewers understand that it was a cry from a daughter who couldn't reconcile the love she was witnessing with the abandonment she believed was real. By deepening Mariah's trauma without sensationalizing it, the writers have offered a nuanced exploration of memory, manipulation, and healing. It's a masterclass in how a character's backstory can be enriched without contradicting what came before. Where does Mariah go from here? According to head writer Celeste Monroe, in a recent behind-the-scenes interview, this arc isn't just about pain. It's about reclaiming identity. Mariah's story is one of survival, but now it becomes one of transformation. The next chapter of Mariah's journey sees her exploring therapy not just as a tool for healing, but as a means to rebuild trust with those she loves. There are whispers of a potential memoir storyline, where she'll document her experience not only in the cult, but her rediscovery of her own truth. Genoa City University may offer her a guest speaking role on trauma and recovery, introducing a new slate of characters and academic rivals. And then there's her relationship with Tessa. While some fans fear a breakup is imminent, others see this as the beginning of a deeper, more honest bond. With Mariah's emotional armor stripped away, the couple is poised to either fall apart or rebuild something stronger than ever. The Y&R fandom exploded across social media the moment the reveal aired. Hashtags like hashtag Mariah Rewritten, hashtag Truth Unlocked, and hashtag Justice for Mariah began trending within hours. Longtime fans praised the show's bravery, calling it a return to the kind of storytelling that made Y&R legendary. One viewer posted on X, formerly Twitter, "They didn't just rewrite Mariah's story, they gave her back her agency. This is how you honor a character's pain without exploiting it. Bravo." Another said, "I've watched since 1983, and this is one of the most emotionally intelligent retcons I've ever seen. Mariah deserved this depth." Of course, not everyone is happy. A subset of purists believe the rewrite undermines original storylines and question the timing. But even among critics, there's acknowledgement of the storyline's emotional power and Cameron Grimes' stellar performance, which is already being buzzed about as Emmy-worthy. As The Young and the Restless nears its next season milestone, it's clear the writers are unafraid to shake the foundations of their long-standing narratives. But rather than toss out the past, they're threading it into a richer, more emotional tapestry. Mariah Copeland has always been a character forged in conflict and resilience. This latest twist doesn't change who she is, it just brings more truth to the surface. Truth that makes her even more compelling, more complex, and more rooted in the heart of Genoa City. If this rewrite proves anything, it's that history isn't static. And on Y&R, even the past can be reborn with purpose.